Hi guys, I am quite excited today, simply because I am not just doing a topic that came from me, but a topic that came from one of my YouTubers. So I've been asked to look at the foundational principles of Agile and its significance in modern project management. Quite excited. So let me just quickly explain, the traditional way of project management, which is waterfall. So in waterfall, we had sequential linear stages where you would have to start with the planning. Once the planning has been completed, you do your checkpoint, and then you go through requirements. Once requirements has been completed, there's another checkpoint, design, another checkpoint, until you release to clients. So what did this mean? It meant that if the business has given requirements to the project teams, there isn't collaboration, firstly, because everybody is doing their own thing at their own stage. So you wouldn't be doing requirements and planning at the same time. So those stages would have to be followed, sequential. All right. So, and in terms of requirements, the business needed to understand that they give requirements that they are sure of, that they will not change. There's not going to be changes because there isn't flexibility. As once the stage has passed, we are moving on to the next one. So, say for example, you've got a requirement, and this requirement takes 6 months or even a year to build. You may be building something that along the line in the next year is no longer relevant to your customers. That is one of the disadvantages that, the traditional waterfall had. It isn't all that bad, obviously, because waterfall still does work, with the projects where your requirements are well known, they are simple, and you've got a target date as well, and the dependencies are very clear. So it works perfectly. But now when agility was introduced, agility looked at how can we ensure that we deliver complex solutions, and these solutions, we deliver them for our customers at the time that they need and as frequent as possible, as frequent and as early as possible. So what they then did is that they created what is called, so I'll specifically talk about Agile and Scrum in this video. The Scrum, which is, between 1 to 4 weeks. It depends from company to company. So within that 4 weeks, I'll use the 4 weeks one. Within that 4 weeks, the team is able to, do their requirements, they're able to design, they're able to test, they're able to, to release and also monitor. And they do a do check, review. So they've got what is called, the daily scrum, which is a checkpoint to see how are we doing in terms of our goals, which also talks to the, requirement at large. So what Scrum then does, it's a continuous cycle, and every 4 weeks, if in your company you're using the 4 week sprint, there is value that is being delivered to the customer. There is a review to check, if we are moving into the right direction. There is, daily scrum. There is retrospective to see that, our processes still work. The people, are we still okay, to ensure that everybody is involved and is being heard. And there is refinement to ensure that, we all understand what the requirement is, as we are all going to be working together as a team. And we also do plan together every, 4 weeks. So in Scrum, we've got this team which is so small and is high functional, and they collaborate and they flexible. They're able to accept change. And there's also customer customer involvement at each and every stage. So we're keeping our customer, our clients, very close. So, which talks to the principles, right? If we look at the first principle, which is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software or products, which go back to what I've spoken to, that every 4 weeks we deliver a valuable piece of work that we can show off to the client, we can show off to the customers. We embrace change. I've spoken about that as well. That if there is any change now, say the market is different from what we anticipated in the last 4 weeks, and there's something that is booming, that clients are looking for, we are able to accommodate that change through prioritization. We prioritize that change and work on that in order for us to talk to the point number 3, to deliver value. Through our planning, we see which one is most value, which one is, we need to start to be looking at, which one we need to release it. When we're looking at our backlog, when we're looking at our requirements, we build projects around motivated individuals, which means that, you ensure that you've got the people with the right skill sets, people, that are being had, that are part of the decision making, which makes them, to be more involved, it makes them to be motivated. I know the number 6 is, face-to-face interactions. We know what COVID has done. We have a lot of people working, offshore, people working at home. But it is always better if you've got co-located team members that are able to have conversations that are face-to-face interactions, because it is easier to decode, the message that the other person is trying to get across. Working software or products is the primary measure of progress. If you look at waterfall, the checkpoint is at each and every stage. But remember, once you've done planning and you say you're going to requirements, there isn't anything of value that you can say to a client, this is what I can deliver to you. It's only just requirements that you have done. But with agility or with Agile, by the end of the 4 weeks, you would have done your requirements, you would have done your design, you would have done your development, you would have done your test, you would have done, your release even, and also maintain the code to ensure that we produce quality. So by the end of the 4 weeks, at least there's something that you can give to a client, unlike the waterfall or the traditional PM ways of working, where you have to wait for the entire requirements to be developed before you can actually get something of value. So yeah, there is a lot more, of the principles. You guys can go through them. I really didn't want this to take longer. I try to keep my videos as short as possible, but I do hope that it does make sense when to use waterfall and when to use Agile, and what what are the benefits of the principles of the Agile, in the modern project management. Thank you.